Every year on the same day, at the same time, the same man sat quietly at the corner table of a small roadside café. His name was Mr. Kato, a calm, soft-spoken man in his late 50s who always wore a clean white shirt, polished shoes, and carried a small wrapped box in his hand. The cafe workers had gotten used to him. They didn't know much about him, but they knew one thing. He always came alone on his birthday. He would order a cup of black tea, place the small box on the table, and stare out the window as people walked by, laughing, rushing, living. Some years he looked peaceful. Other years he looked like he was holding back tears. No one ever asked why. One rainy afternoon, on the man's 60th birthday, something changed. A young waitress named Mira, who had just started working there, noticed the sadness in his eyes. She couldn't ignore it. Slowly, she approached his table. "Sir," she said gently, "I've seen you come here every year. If you don't mind, why do you sit alone on your birthday?" Mr. Kato looked up, surprised. No one had asked him that in decades. He hesitated, then finally sighed. "Because," he began softly, "I made a promise. A long time ago." He opened the small box. Inside was a tiny blue baby shoe, old but carefully kept. Mira's heart tightened. "My wife passed away after giving birth to our daughter," he explained. "Our baby girl was too weak. She survived only a few hours. Before she left, I promised them both that every year on this day, my birthday and her birthday, would sit somewhere quiet and thank God for the little time I had with them." Tears filled his eyes, but he smiled weakly. "It hurts," he continued, "but it also reminds me that I love deeply, even if the time was short." Mira swallowed hard. She pulled out a chair and sat across from him. "You don't have to sit alone anymore," she said softly. For the first time in years, Mr. Kato didn't spend his birthday in silence. They talked about life, memories, pain, and healing. The rain outside softened, and the cafe filled with a warm glow. From that day on, every year, Mr. Kato still came to the cafe on his birthday, but he never sat alone again. Mira and other workers would join him, telling him jokes, sharing cake, and reminding him that love survives in new forms. And though he always kept the tiny blue shoe with him, the weight of sadness slowly grew lighter. Sometimes, all a lonely heart needs is someone brave enough to ask, "Are you okay?"